Oh yeah, that's right, you guessed it. We got twins. It's gonna be our first episode of going through these two. Let's get started. Whoa, slow down. There's no need to get off the couch. You do not need your glasses for this. Yes, they are two different colors. They are two different lawnmowers. So they're not identical twins, but they are twins, I can assure you that. They both don't run. Got them both for free, so it's a good starting block. Don't have to really invest much money into them. So this one over here, this Troy built, you may have seen in a previous episode. End of that episode, everything was going good. Yeah, things happen. She did end up failing on me. If you haven't seen that episode, link in description, put a little placard right here. But in the beginning of the video, I was really being serious about it, but towards the end, put a little bit of humor into it and change things up a little bit. We gotta run, that's fine. This one over here, a coworker of mine was like, hey, I heard you work on lawnmowers. And I was like, yep, I work on them. He's like, you think you can get one running for me? In my head, I was like, nope, definitely not. But I went ahead and did the right thing. I was like, yeah, sure, let's bring it over to my house. We'll get her running. We'll get to that. So this is actually a Husqvarna. So we got our Troy Bill over here. We got our Husky over here. It's a commercial series lawnmower. She is heavy. Oh my God, is this baby heavy. But she has 188 cc's Kawasaki engine on her. She even comes with an oil filter. Don't believe me? Come over here. I'll even show you. So this is her. Yep. She's got her very own oil filter. So why would I take on two different things? Obviously the wife doesn't agree with it, but believe me, I have a method to my madness. It's starting to cool off here in Virginia, which means I get to spend more time in the garage, get to tinker around. The little one comes out with me every once in a while, helps me out, and has some little bit of daddy-daughter day going on. So yes, the Troy built is a previous lawnmower that we worked on. Put a new carb on it, did an oil change, everything was going good. Ran for a little bit, and then she started to die on me. Looked up a few YouTube videos, much like you're doing right now. One of the things that they talked about was, hey, the carburetor might be gummed up. Well, I just replaced the carburetor, so it should be fine, right? Like, I shouldn't have that issue. So, tearing down into it, or before I started tearing down into it, one of the people recommended, hey, whatever you do not mess with the push-pull rods that go to the carburetor. So I went ahead, did the right thing, just found some sticks laying around in the yard, just started shoving sticks, bumping up the RPMs. She was really going strong. Then she started to spud out on me. I have never seen an engine get so quiet as this one does right here and still running. It was, I thought I had an electric lawnmower, but realistically, any blade of grass, she just died out. So, went ahead, parked it back in the garage, got my trusty Oscar, which is a Craftsman made in 1993. That thing, you pretty much put anything into it and she just runs. So parked it for a little bit, thought around, waited for it to cool down a little bit, and then decided not too long ago to dig into it. So, digging into it, not that big of a problem. So one of the first indications that I got that it's having issues, spark plug was starting to have oil on it. Alright, so at that point, I went ahead. If you've never seen the inside of a lawnmower, this is a good example. So, if you take off the front cover that goes to your valves and everything like that, this is what you're looking at, ideally. So I went ahead, checked the valve gaps, they were all still good, so I knew there wasn't much of an issue there. So then after I dealt with that, I was like, you know what? Lawnmower's for free. Why not go ahead and start tearing it apart? So then I went down to the head, which I'll bring you in real quick. So I started tearing it down a little bit further. I wanted to see if there was any scoring inside, which there isn't, which we're still good there. So that just left me in with another dilemma. But after I started tearing this thing all down and everything, checking different things, I remembered the engine was running. Engine was running fine with the new carburetor and everything like that. So realistically, I could have been just wasting my time tearing this one down. All I had to probably do with all this cheap gas and everything, it did lay around for quite a while before I ran it again, so it probably just got gummed up with the fuel. So I'm just gonna go ahead, order new gaskets for this, new gasket for the head, and then this gasket right here around this was leaking down at this end, and that's where some of the oil on the spark plug, down to the end, that was from all the fuel drip or oil dripping down to it. So go ahead, replace the two gaskets. I'll probably replace the spark plug while I'm at it, and then hopefully this one will go again. Then it brings us over to the Husky. The Husky is a totally different story. This girl, oh my God. First off, where I parked it last, I know why they parked it last. One, because it wasn't running. And second, the blade tells me a good story on why she was parked. Blade one, other part of the blade, may have hit like a kid's toy or something, I don't know. Hit a root, see if we could use it as a mulcher, which originally when I saw this lawnmower, I thought it was originally a mulcher. I didn't think it was an actual lawnmower just by the size of it. It does have a bagger and everything. I thought it was gonna be self-propelled. It's not, it's only got a throttle control. So really bring the thunder. Hopefully we can bring the thunder to this girl right here. So what did I do about this? Originally started cranking on it, tore the carburetor apart. Took this carburetor, took it apart. The float is weird on this one. Usually you can take the float apart and then spray into the needle and everything, clean it all out. I tried the best that I could with this thing, no luck. Started cranking over again, putting fuel right into it. It was able to draw fuel, everything like that, but still nothing. So after a while, I was starting to get blowback afterwards. I could get it run for, the longest I got it running for was 10 seconds, which was awesome because I thought I had something. After that, it went downhill and started to hurt. Hurting was the fact that there was now gasoline getting into the oil, causing that backfire. So when it backfired, I pretty much would just hit myself in the chest with my hand trying to crank it over. But I figured out after we did all that, I was like, okay, maybe something's wrong with the pistons and everything like that. Maybe it's actually blown up and everything like that, because it would smoke a little bit, blue smoke coming out of it. So I went ahead, drained the oil. Oil was good. Had a little strainer so I could pick up any fragments. I had like a painter's strainer or something like that. No fibers. I mean, no metal shavings or whatever. So where does that leave me? At this point, it leaves me, I'm going to go ahead and start replacing different parts. I'm going to go ahead and replace the carburetor. I need to replace both of the gaskets because the gaskets on both sides were, they ripped. I mean, the thing's an 07, like things that are going to break. So go ahead. Currently right now, it has no oil in it. I drained the oil. Obviously, that's how I figured out there's no fibers or anything in it, which, oh my God, this thing is a pain in the butt to drain oil. You can either siphon it or you gotta tip this lawnmower over to drain the oil. I'll show you where the spigot is. That right there is your oil drain. Where does the oil go? That's what the issue is. You have to tip this thing over in order to drain the oil. Believe me. So next episode is when we start to dig in a little bit deeper. That's when hopefully I'll have the parts for the Troy built, get that thing running, bring the thunder. Hopefully we'll get the Husky running, and with any luck, I'll have 2 lawnmowers that run, 3 because we still have the Oscar in the back. But tune in next episode, I'll dig in a little bit deeper, replacing the different parts. Like I said, hopefully get them running, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do with them right now. If I do get them running, probably sell them. I don't know what they're going to be worth. I know that the Husky, you buy a brand new Husky like this one, it goes for almost $1,200. So I know I'm not going to get nearly that much. I'll probably offer this one for like $200 and that one for like 75 bucks or whatever. If not, I got no takers. It is the off season. I might just donate the two. I mean, I got them for free anyway. Spend 50 bucks in them. Somebody else can enjoy having them. But tune in next episode. Let's see what we got.